Hey there, welcome, it's me Andy here and this is Training the Right Way. I want to talk about the Insta Studio, which has had a major update, thank God. We've been waiting for that for a long time, and whilst it is a vast improvement, it's also very, very annoying as well. They've removed some stuff and added some more stuff, and it's very much, in my opinion, it's like paying lip service to it, because they've added some stuff, but they could have added more. I mean, at the same time, I understand that they want to get something out there, something that's been asked for, and it's actually available on the mobile phone app, which you can do most of that already. However, for the computer, which is what I use, a lot of it was missing and still is missing, unfortunately, but it's an improvement over what we had, I think, and I just thought we'd go through it today and have a look. So let's have a look at the, I've already loaded it up. This is the screen that you'll see. Now it may well come onto the project page, because there is a new tab now. So we have media and project, and of course the default will be whichever one you have before. So I've got it on media, so every time I load now it comes onto the media page. So project, this is the project page, and it's the entirely new, because it does allow you to add clips and things and other video files and add them into a timeline. Or you can create a new project and then you can set up your frame rate and everything else. I have one that I did. Right, so once you get in there, you will see that you can add into the media. You can project media, general media, and temporary files. So there aren't any at the moment, but the project media, these are files that I've added which I may want to use on the timeline. Now, if we want to add in some Insta video files, we go back to the media, and we have two choices. We can either edit here or we can edit on the project window. I prefer this one because it gives you more control. So what we'll do is we'll just add a file. I'm going to drag it over from my Explorer. Now you'll see that this video file has already been edited. I've already put in the keyframes, and there's a few things about keyframes that you may need to know. Also, first thing that I do is to give it a name. You can also do the other settings that we've already discussed before. So stabilization, the stitching options, the image processing, audio, so you can focus the voice or noise reduction, the logo, which I thought was quite a good idea, but it does really, you can add a custom one, and the preferred size is 500 by 500. Name and the information about your file. So it is a 10 gig file. This is how long is it? 12 minutes. Right, so having set up your keyframes, this file will hopefully magically appear in your imported files area, temporary files. Now you could edit this on the fly. Now down here is where the timeline is, and this is all new. So new, you can of course play your video file just to make sure it's the right one. We have okay, so drag down to the timeline and it shoves it into a track. This is pretty much standard for video editing software. The limitation is that you can only have one video track and one audio track. There's one text track which you can add via the text button. Whole load of different effects that you can add, which are quite good, and they do save a lot of hassle when you're trying to add in titles, things like that. You can do various sort of filters, so time related, holiday related, travel related, hot ones that you probably find useful. Obviously when you have a title, let's use that one and drag that down to the timeline. You do need to zoom in. Now you're going to have to zoom in several ways, obviously with the button here. There's the titles, so you can edit this on the fly. The editing is done over here, so let's do Thailand Adventure. Now obviously it needs to be adjusted. And drag this. Ooh. Position and rotation of the item. Bear in mind that this is only the face of the, you can't do the background, making it opaque, but there is no handle to make this box larger, unless I'm missing something somewhere. We are limited. Seems to have a mind of its own. So this is obviously the first issue. So various buttons here: auto snapping, preview axis, and of course you can move your text to a different location. There are ways to do a transition as well. Anyway, so the annoying fact of this editor, well, we've highlighted one particular issue. The fact is that there's only one track that you can play with, so if I want to put a logo onto the line, it's not going to let me do it. It's going to put it onto the video track. and of course the transitions, they go on the video track. Let's do a teleport, and of course it has to go on to the video track like that. You can obviously change the duration of the transform, making it longer or shorter. I believe you can do it manually as well, like that. Here is a keyframe that we did on the original, and of course it's crashed. So that was unexpected. The actual software has crashed. Not a very good start, really, is it? So I have used Studio for a little while in the basic form of editing videos out to keyframes, and then I export them out as a video file, which I can then use in other software to edit my video, because the whole process is not that clever and very, very limiting, as you've already seen. So maybe there'll be an update to this software. It's Studio 5.1. Right, let's go back. I'm going to get rid of that. Go to our media file. Right, let's load the video file again. There's my edit project generating. You can go into that, brings it in. So there's the file with all of the keyframes. It has saved what I did. To scroll in, the usual keys are Control and Scroll Wheel. Or of course you can use the magnifying thing there. So you can obviously add music and things like that, which are debatable whether these will get picked up by YouTube. Not sure. Not going to risk it. But when you drag, a file down, it comes down into the audio track. You've got to download it first. And then drag it down to the track, to the third track there, which is your main audio track. It's a little bit annoying because it is very limiting, and they could have made this a whole lot better. That's just my opinion. I think the problem is that it seems like half-hearted attempt. It's a good attempt, you know, it's a good thing, but it's not going to get me converted into using this editing program because it's too limited in what you can do. So I will continue to use the media tab. Now what I want to do is to show you several things that have been taken away, and also those things which are okay, have been improved. I don't know if there's many things that have been improved. I think it's more things about been removed than they have been added. So if I see, I don't really want to play around with this, although I can. Right, let's do a here. Right, so when you do a keyframe, obviously you get this box come up. They've limited the number to 3 now, and then the usual planet and crystal ball, which are still there. The thing that they've taken away is the ability to zero these other options without having to go in there and click on it and then type in 0. So before, if you were, say, accidentally there, you could click on this one and then click on the original and it would bring it back to 0. It doesn't do that anymore. So if you want to 0, then you have to physically 0 it. The good thing is, and I was already there from last time, I complained about when you move this, they both move, and I complained about it. Somebody told me, but what you need to do is put your cursor and then just go left and right, then the other ones don't change. So if I put that back to 0, you can see that that is keeping it level. It works for all of them, so if you want to zoom in or zoom out, this one relates to the 3 items. Going into the fisheye, again, if you want it 0, you have to 0 it. Spin it round. Yeah, so the ability to quickly 0 has gone. So that's a little bit annoying, a little bit frustrating, and it does create a lot of work now. So keyframes, these are still here, and obviously if you want to cut between shots, then click none and then it will just cut. If you don't and you leave it on that one, it will just spin round. For example, let's go to here. I don't know what I've got set. So spin round.
You want Sprite?
Yeah, Sprite. But if you did it, then you could do a cut. Then you would have select none, and it would cut between the two shots, angles. Yeah, so I mean that is all very much the same. What else is there? Moving around, obviously control wheel, zooms in and zooms out. Then just the mouse button going strolling left and right. Export is this button here now. The usual. All of the settings and everything that you normally have. I normally put that on 200. obviously this is 1080. You could try 4K, but it's not recommended, I don't believe. And this is a reframed video. Obviously, if you want to export the 360, then you have to select that one. Yeah, so a bit frustrating with some of it being removed, and then of course this file is transferred into your project. But I would like to be able to add another track or two, another track of audio as well, because it's very difficult to manage. We have this 100% scroll, which is the audio, so you can reduce the volume, but it's very hard to see this track. I don't know if you can actually, zoom in a little bit. Can't change the width of it. Obviously you can't move it down to an audio track, and you can't move it up to a text track. So here we have, this is quite useful. This process is required if you're going to have multiple clips. So split is the normal split button. Then trim the beginning, obviously this bit here, and you can trim the end. So trim beginning, you can also delete that clip. Let's put that there. Now, more than one clip. Obviously, we've got a transition there. Which I like. I like that transition. Again, you can do the volume. Yeah, so you can add music to your track. That's okay. So multiple clips. Let's zoom out. There we are. So we get to the end of the video. Let's add a second video. This is going to be the reframed video. So we'll put that in. So this is a reframed video exported out, which you just add into your project, and it acts the same way, except you cannot edit the keyframes, and it would not appear in the media because it's not an Insta editable file. So it's just a normal MP4 file, so a video file, much like the other ones on the project media. So we've got a PNG, MP4, the media not found because I've actually moved it. Let's remove that. So the whoosh MP4 that we can add. Let's add it in between. There it is. Oops, not very good controlling this. Not very impressed. So end of the first clip, followed by the whoosh, the second clip. So you can see it's quite good if you just want a basic edit. Put together your clips and then export them out as a project. So here, same thing, file name, location, resolution. So this one you can do 4K, and of course the bit rate. There we go. So, and that's what you would do, and you would end up with this. Whatever's on the timeline would be exported out as a video file. And I'm not going to do that because I don't need it. Image, I mean, I don't use any of this, but you can if you wish. Scrolling along. That is it really. I don't know what else to say. So yeah, good but not 100%, and of course is, I think, a work in progress. I should be carrying on using my normal method editing software at the moment. Olive, Olive, Olive. I'm also looking into CapCut, so maybe I will use CapCut as well. But using this to create my videos is not practical. It might be okay for you if you've got a basic video that you're making and you want to put together some clips and you're not using the mobile app, you want to use a computer, then it could well be okay for you. So there we go. That's my assessment of it. Hope it was useful, and I'll catch you again very soon.